one I was missing, the opposite of fiction, that's fact.
Hands on my knee, flawless begin. Hop off a chick, barely get rich. Cash to the more, I get a check. Be selling run on my pants and my jeans. She not a dress, clean up a mess. I eat her flesh, you know the rest. Count up 100, couple Rolex. Shine like the sun, you truly blessed. You told me 10, and they clip up like I Uber the jets. This is on me, got my Gucci shirt wet. Him in my bag, don't get used to the rest. With this school where they teach you finesse. I learned this shoes for the drip, I invest. I'm the boss man, I keep catching the desk. All the cool fast when they in with an S.
Now that I'm home, back out the road, we shut it down, where they sold. Checks on the streets, lean on my foes, sand on my feet, put it on toes, take it with me, double your dose, covered with angels that's watching my soul. Check out a bed, it's bigger window, I be the intent, but I got the info. I feel like I'm frozen, I'm covered in gold.
Hands on my knee, flawless begin. Hop off a chick, barely get rich. Cash to the more, I get a check. Be selling run on my pants and my jeans. She not a dress, clean up a mess. I eat her flesh, you know the rest. Count up 100, couple Rolex. Shine like the sun, you truly blessed.
You told me text me, when you flip up like I Uber the jets. VVS is on me, got my Louis shirt wet. Said him in my bag and get used to these racks.
With this school where they teach you finesse. I learned this shoes for the drip, I invest. I'm the boss man, I keep catching the desk. Know the cool fast when they in with an S.
The flame on the island, your couch gonna hop on a Learjet. Got positive color, I got CCs you ain't seen yet. Said I kicked the cup and now I'm asking where to go clean it. But the money's in up, Eliante dripping my whole team.
Mr. Genius Idiot. I love that name. I love that name.
Way been down, oh, X6 my regular. I'm talking X6 for better now. X6 for better now. Oh, way been down, oh, X6 my regular. I'm talking X6 for better now.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is episode 5 of Becoming Him. So today I just have a very productive day ahead of me. I have a lot of things that I want to get done, but I just wanted to share some things that I got and just kind of like where my headspace is now. And yeah, so I was reading the last chapter of Atomic Habits. I think when I started this vlog I was on like chapter 2 or 3, but I got to the last chapter of it today. It was talking about the downside of creating habits and how you can just get stuck in a rut. And in the previous chapter before this, actually yesterday, it was talking about like how you have to fall in love with boredom, because when you do habits and you do them consistently, you get bored. And like when you don't see the results, you get stuck in this line of like the line of I wouldn't say like latent, it's like the line of latent plateau or like potential or something that he was talking about in the first chapter. But in the previous chapter, he was talking about how you really just need to fall in love with boredom. And then I was like, what? But then it made so much sense because he was talking about just how you do these things, you do them consistently, and you don't have the motivation to do them anymore just because you feel like they're a chore, they're a tax, or they just become a part of your routine. So while you're building the habit and trying to make it and get to the point where it's like, okay, my body's like used to doing this, there's gonna come a period of boredom where it's like, oh my goodness, I'm just continuing to do this over and over and over again. I don't want to do it anymore because I don't see results as fast as I did when I first started. And the way that he kind of conflicted that was talking about just how to keep making it interesting. Like for example, it takes me 30 minutes to stretch, or it took me 30 minutes to stretch. The same stretch routine that I was doing in the beginning of like when I first started stretching every day does not take me the same amount of time now. So I had to like add new things to it or just like do more things in order to fill up the 30-minute time because I still wanted to make sure that I was stretching for 30 minutes. So I think that was something that I took away from this chapter. Really good point that he put in was talking about how to avoid making any single aspect of your identity an overwhelming portion of who you are. He explains this as the more you let a single belief define you, the less capable you are of adapting when life challenges you. The loss of an aspect of your identity will wreck you. And I think that's so, it meant a lot to me because I define myself as an artist. I like dancing, I like choreographing, I like acting, I like a little bit of singing, I like modeling, I like to do all of the things, but a lot of times because of the institution that I'm at and just like currently where I'm in life, there's a lot of reference points where if I don't get something in the dance realm, I feel like, oh my goodness, like I'm a failure, like I'm not as good of a dancer as I thought. But I'm realizing that my focus is really and truly solely on dance right now. Like I'm not focused on becoming an artist, not becoming a well-rounded Xavier that is within me that I'm passionate about. Like I'm very passionate about these other things outside of dance, but I'm passionate about dance as well. It's just that dance really occupies my headspace right now, which I totally love and enjoy, but it's also meaningful and important to remember what else drives me so that I can put that into dance when I'm lacking motivation for dance or when I don't really get exactly what I want in dance. And I thought that was something really important that he said. When you spend your whole life defining yourself in one way and that disappears, who are you now? And that's kind of what I got from the book today. In my journal today, I was writing, I think this may be the last episode of Becoming Him for now. I am getting ready to go back to school and I'm preparing for me to go back to school, so much so that my journal entry today was Operation Gag Order. For those of you that know me closely, I love creating operations for like the year, for the semester, for a dance competition, for just goals. I like to call them operations because it makes me feel like I'm a special agent. And when I was younger, I really was obsessed with criminology. I still am. I love Criminal Minds. I love Law and Order. I used to read these books called Nate the Great, who is a undercover spy. So the term operation really resonates with me when it comes to goals. So I created Operation Gag Order, and I'm not really gonna say everything that's in here because I wanted it to be a surprise, but it was really just me writing down like all my goals, but making sure that they're smart goals, like making sure that although this is the end goal, this will be the process in order to get there. Because previously I used to be like, oh, I want to hit, I don't know, like 50K subs on YouTube, or I want to get 10K followers on Instagram, and I would have it as a goal, but I wouldn't really put as a goal the process to get there, if that makes sense. Like there's a difference between creating an end result and then creating like a goal that is the end result and then a goal that is a part of the process. And I want to say in Operation Gag Order, I did a lot of goals that are a part of the process. It makes me think about the goal as more achievable, more willing to do it, and it's within my grasp more because I know the process of getting to that goal. but yeah, the first thing I said was, yeah, year number 2 is not only going to be a movie, it's going to be quite literally a gag order. In the beginning of this series, I was talking a lot about detachment, and I want to say in episode like 4 or 3, I was talking about how I'm moving out of detachment and more into interacting with friends more. And I am doing that. I'm being more conversational, but in this transition, I would say I am really focusing on allowing things to come to me, like in the way of like I'm being open or accepting and allowing these experiences to come to me, like not like being private or closed off, but really just attracting the energies. I feel like a lot of times in people that I wanted to talk to, friends that I wanted to connect with, family members that I wanted to communicate to, I was always looking for it. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and do this, I'm gonna go and do that, because I'm the type of person where if it's not gonna happen in the time that I need it to happen, I'm gonna make it happen. And I think that's a good mentality to have, but you live and you learn. Let me just say that. You live and you learn. I feel like different ages kind of determine where you are with that specific mindset. But right now I'm in a phase of, and I say phase not as in like, oh, like, I'm gonna be changing and da-da-da, but it's just a process. And I know that I don't want to be stuck in this process that I'm in right now. And I want to continue growing, developing, learning, becoming him, you know, the vibes. But in this current phase that I'm in, I want to attract energies. Like I want to sit back, do what I do best, focus on self, make sure I'm growing, learning, developing, doing all of the great things, while simultaneously allowing the right people to notice the cues of what I'm doing and being like, there's just something about Xavier. But at the same time, being aware that with certain achievements, with certain success, with certain improvement, there's gonna be certain people that you attract but aren't really, that I wouldn't say that you are attracting specifically, but that your success is attracting. Because a lot of people think, oh, I attracted this person because I was doing this and that and now I have to fix myself. Not all the time. Sometimes the way you present yourself, or the way people may, not even the way you present yourself, because you can have different intentions presenting yourself in that fashion, but the way people perceive you can be altering in their point of view, and you're providing this intention and they are interpreting it in another alignment. And I want to make sure that I'm aware of that, so that not every energy that I'm attracting is like, oh, this is for me, but this is a test for me. But yeah, I'm really excited.
Spend my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world. Don't you understand? Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give all day long. Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give me a really good feeling.
guys. So I thought this vlog was going to be one day, but it has turned into two. I went to my aunt's house because it happened to be her birthday, and so we went and did that. I saw my cousins and my father's side of the family, and that kind of took up most of my day, and by the time that I got back I was just doing my night routine, getting ready for bed. But I am kind of glad that this is 2 days, because this will be the last episode of Becoming Him for a minute. So I'm glad that I can give you more content, make the video a little bit longer, do more things. And yeah, I did my whole morning routine. I didn't want to film it only because I filmed my morning routine yesterday, and I just feel like you would just be getting a lot of the same things because it's really very similar. But we can talk about some of the things that I wrote down, what I meditated about, what I journaled about, that type of gist, and just kind of like where my headspace is. My journal entry for today was the stories I'd want to tell. And yesterday I had, like, after going to the birthday celebration and just like talking to like family that I don't really see that much because I'm in school. I'm only here for the summer for a limited time, and I only see them when it comes to like celebrations or holidays, etc. I had this really good conversation with one of my elders, like my aunt, who happens to be a lot older than me and my family, my immediate family. And a lot of times I don't get the opportunities to have conversations with my elders. And I was explaining to her how I'm getting ready to go to Canada, and then I'm getting ready to go back to school, and there's all these things that I want to do next summer, and all these places I want to travel, and things that I want to see. And just like, you know, speaking it into existence, manifesting it, while also like letting my family know that these are like the next steps for me. These are the things that I'm working on, because once you achieve something, everyone wants to know, oh, like what's next for you. But I was having this conversation, and we were talking about like traveling, and she was talking about how she's been to Barcelona and London and different parts of Spain and different parts of Africa and Asia and Europe, and just talking about like the heritage and the culture and the backgrounds and the people that she's met and the couples that she's talked to, and the experience and the knowledge that she has from those experiences. And it just hit me, because I was like, dang, the stories I'd want to tell. Like, I want to be able to sit back and like when I get older to have all these stories about these things that I've done, these places that I've visited, these people that I've met, and just like talking to her and like listening to her about like just her life experience gave me a lot of knowledge and wisdom as far as like what to do and what not to do. I think it's very, I saw on a TikTok or a YouTube video, one of the two, that it's very important to talk to your elders or people that are a lot older than you within your family, because number one, they love you, and then number two, they're always trying to look for your best interests, and they've already been through a lot. So it's important to learn from people that have already been through some sort of where your life may take you, even if it's not the desired career or the same exact pathway. There's always something that you can learn. And when I saw that YouTube video or that TikTok, I was like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. And I want to talk more to my elders about like their stories and where they've come from. So getting the opportunity to do that yesterday was really, really nice, and it gave me a lot of insight on like the places that I want to go. It was just really nice talking to her about those things, because traveling is something that I want to do more, especially when I get into my 20s. Oh my God, I'm getting so old. But yeah, that's kind of like where my headspace is. Yesterday, I totally forgot. This is the last thing. Yesterday I watched a fashion designer Zoom call on YouTube, and it was talking about connections and networking and things, and like connections, networking, all of that. I'm listening to it. It's gonna be a vibe. I'm gonna be listening to it. So at first I was like, oh, he's a fashion designer, like I don't really know what I can get from this, but I actually gained a lot from it. He went to Parsons. I want to say his name is like Lernon Hester or something. He's the friend of Virgil, who is the creator, founder of Off-White, the brand. And he was just talking about his relationship to Virgil and how they became who they are. And he was talking about how he went to Parsons in New York, and he created this blog, and the blog allowed him to connect with different people, share different stories, create new relationships just based off of the area that he was in and how he was cultivating and creating a space for people to share their stories. And as soon as he said the word blog, I instantly thought of like my Juilliard vlogs and how that allows for just a different sight into Juilliard. I feel like a lot of people don't, well, I don't really know of anyone that is vlogging their journey at Juilliard and in the way that I am, like showing the funny aspects of it, but like also the hardworking parts of it, and just like the people, like how diverse it is compared to how it was, and just a really like funny and lighthearted aspect to what is happening at a very prestigious institution. But just hearing him talk about like how that manifested different relationships with different people was a sign telling me that I'm doing the right thing, and also was a sign to tell me to keep being consistent in that and to expand it. And yeah, like I think there was a point where he was talking about he went to an interview with a person that was a tax representative for something in Australia, and that person is one of the same people that led him to working for Nike. And I was like, oh my goodness, like just being so curious and never knowing what you're getting from an opportunity and doing your research and educating yourself can really allow you to open up, expand, and explore and just be authentic. And there was a lot of like other things that he said that really just resonated with me because I relate to him in a very similar way. He's a black queer male as well, and just knowing that we kind of lived in the same area, we kind of cultivated the same experience but in different ways, it was really nice to hear. And I'm really glad that it was something in me was like, Xavier, you need to watch this. Although he is a fashion designer, there's still so much that you can get from that. And I think it's very important that us as artists, us as humans, us as creatives, we really remember those type of things. Like you never know what you can get from something. And yeah.
I can't really see where did I miss. Junior watching, I be on my. Junior watching, I be on my. Tell him this. Did he miss? Junior watching, I be on my. Ex-strippers, new killers, shot. Tell him, just on Donda, on my mama, made a promise.
Hey guys, so I just finished going through the rest of my clothes, and that process is so, I don't know, it's stressful because I'm like, do I see myself wearing this? Do I not see myself wearing this? And then I have to like put myself in the shoes of me in the season. So it's like in the winter would I wear this, in the spring would I wear this, in the fall would I wear this, in the summer, etc. And I'm just glad that it's done. I knew that was gonna take like the longest time. So like most of my drawers are literally empty. I only have 1, 2, 3. I only have 4 drawers that have clothes in them, and then the rest of my stuff is in the closet. But the stuff that's in the closet is the stuff that I would wear to New York, or like really like high-end stuff, or just newer stuff that I got. Yeah, I wanted also to stop because I got a package. Actually, so many different brands have been sending me different stuff that I have not been posting. Pop-Tart sent me a new flavor of Pop-Tart that they had in the month of June for Pride Month. And I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know Pop-Tart knew where I lived. So it was really good. I think it was like a neon pink type drift, but it tasted like strawberry, but it was a little sweeter. So Pop-Tart sent me stuff. This underwear brand called Just Peppermint sent me stuff. They sent me these underwear. They look kind of loose, but like when I put them on, oh my goodness, I'm not that big. So please don't think it's just the camera. But when I put them on, they fit really, really nice, and they're very comfortable and breathable. But this brand called Good Molecules, that's really good for like facial stuff. One of my favorite YouTubers, Arrington Allen, uses one of their products, and they were like, oh my goodness, they sent me an email and asked me to what things I wanted to work on in my face. And I was like, I mean, well, when you look at my face, it looks clear. It's a lot clearer than it was in like years. That black mark is literally like not a part of my face, but it's like little stuff like these little dark marks and like that dark marks. My forehead is reasonably clear. Can't even get my words out, but it's only looking textured because I have texturized skin. But yeah, like I don't really have that many dark marks except for this one over here and then like a couple down here, but most of the time like my face is really clear. So I'm really excited. They sent me a lot. They gave me a little see a difference in your skin, and then I really needed this, like the order that things are supposed to go in. They gave me a cleansing bar, which I'm really excited about. They gave me a brightening toner. It's supposed to extract, well, it's supposed to to brighten and improve appearances of enlarged pores. It's like, this bottle's kind of heavy, but it's their brightening toner. This is their discoloration correcting serum, and this is the one that Arrington Allen uses. I saw it in one of his YouTube videos and I was like, oh my goodness, like yes. And then their moisturizer, that's right there. But yes, Good Molecules, they're like certified on Instagram, like blue check status, and I know a lot of people that actually use the brand, like a lot of people that I watch, so I'm really excited to try the products. I'm excited to see like what it does to my face. Hopefully it makes me look more glamorous, more gorgeous.
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me. Still with the dolls that I grew beside. All the niggas brown me, high and they die. Gotta watch the time, cause it's flying right by. I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl.
Hey y'all, so I've finished my night routine. I've ate. The clothes behind me are the clothes that I'm wearing for the gym tomorrow and for work, and I'm getting ready to go to sleep. I hope that you liked the last episode of Becoming Him, the series, for a minute. I wouldn't say it's the last episode ever, but it is going to be the last episode for a minute because I'm getting ready to go to this summer intensive. I'm getting ready to go back to school and I need to start preparing for that, and yeah. But you will have a video next Saturday, but it won't be for this series. It'll be back to the regular smegular intro, regular smegular vlogs, getting back to it and getting ready for year number 2 and getting Operation Gag Order in effect, and that's what this next year is going to be, a gag order. So stay tuned, keep watching, and I'll see you guys next Saturday.
All the niggas round me, right at it die. Gotta watch the time, cause it's flying right by. I just caught a shorty off